1 week prior, ma'am, there was a 4-day run in which every day I was appearing for one mock, ma'am.
Okay.
So fourth day, ma'am, I realized I have committed a mistake now because I was able to make out that I've got a mental fatigue, ma'am. So fortunately, I was still left with 5 days to my main exam. So this five days, I completely devoted to getting my the mental strength back and my focus back. Ma'am, first biggest challenge for me was to get back to the basics, the concept of the quant, ma'am. So the e-GMAT quant section, ma'am, helped me in clearing my concepts and coming back to basics, ma'am. And that sequential approach which e-GMAT has, that first they clear your basics, then you go for medium cementing, hard cementing, then condensed mock, and then full mock. So that gradually takes you from your base to where you want to reach, ma'am. So, but still, I was afraid of the RC passages, ma'am. Even 2 paragraph RC passage used to seem long, and I used to do same. First, I'll skim through it. I'll go to the questions. I'll read the question, and I'll come back to find the answer. But through e-GMAT, I realized, okay, this is the basic mistake which I am doing. Okay, I have to spend time in understanding the RC passage, and if I'm able to do that thing, then questions will hardly take 30 seconds or 45 seconds maximum. For this last 20 years, I have never appeared for such an exam. It was a long gap for me. And, although I was good in studies earlier, but now 20 years was good enough a time to wash away your concepts. So that is how the e-GMAT became a companion for this journey.
Hi, everybody. A big warm welcome to today's video debrief session where we have Puneet with us, who scored an amazing 695 score on his first GMAT attempt with a brilliant 11-point improvement in Quant to a Q87, brilliant V84 and a D82. So welcome, Puneet.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Big congratulations. So happy for you. So before we delve into this journey of yours, Puneet, wherein you took GMAT after a big long gap from active studies and
Yes,
cracked
ma'am.
it in your first attempt itself. Tell us something about yourself.
Okay, ma'am. First of all, ma'am, yes, I could not have cracked, ma'am, without e-GMAT. That is the basic, ma'am. Because without support alone, you can't fight this battle, ma'am. And I'm Puneet Sasan, ma'am. I'm working with the central government and already put in 20 years of service.
Oh, wow.
And for this last 20 years, I have never appeared for such an exam, ma'am. It was a long gap for me. And although I was good in studies earlier, but now 20 years was good enough a time to wash away your concepts, ma'am.
Yes,
So,
very true.
yes, so that is how the e-GMAT became a companion for this journey, ma'am. And it ensured that I sails through this journey with great satisfaction, ma'am.
Got it. Yeah, it's really wonderful because I see how diligently you did the course, and a big congratulations to you too, because it's not easy, getting back into the sphere of competitive exams after a big
Yes,
gap
ma'am.
of 20 years. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you've decided that you wanted to do GMAT. So what made you choose e-GMAT when you were exploring how to prepare for
That,
GMAT?
that is the one of the most difficult phase of your GMAT journey, ma'am. How to decide whom to go with, ma'am, because there are a number of options, ma'am, and all claim to fame, ma'am. But then I first is saw 3 4 options, ma'am. Then I spoke to some of my seniors who have already traveled this journey, ma'am. They also helped me in deciding, ma'am. And after analyzing everything, I realized the e-GMAT is the best thing which can help me in this journey. That is how I came with e-GMAT, ma'am.
Got it. So you came on board. The first thing you did, because you hadn't prepared for GMAT earlier, was take a cold mock, right? And in
Yes,
which
ma'am.
you got a 595, and
Yes, ma'am.
while your quant score was the lowest at Q76, you mentioned you found the verbal section challenging too, right?
Yes.
And we'll discuss about how you sort of approached each of these sections. But coming to, as soon as you took the mock, you created a study plan.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
role did that study plan really have in this journey?
Ma'am, study plan is the first and the most important step because goal without timeline is very difficult to achieve, ma'am. And
Mhm,
e-GMAT is such a course. If you think that okay, I'll start preparing, and whenever I'm comfortable, I'll appear. So that comfort level will never come.
mhm, mhm.
So this study plan helped me in making my timeline because I was not aware how much time I need to put in. So
Got
the
it.
study plan took my base that time, where I want to reach, and how much time I need to prepare for that for traveling this goal. So that is how
Got
the
it.
study plan helped me. So I was able to formalize, okay, this is the time period I need. So when can I appear for
Mhm,
my
mhm,
exam? And then that
mhm,
exam date has to match with the R3 of ISB, which I'm
mhm,
aiming.
mhm. Got it. Got it.
So
Okay.
with that plan, I could make out, okay, this much hours of study every day I have to put in.
Mhm, mhm. Got it.
So,
So it essentially gave you the framework around which you could structure your prep,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
Got it.
Yes, ma'am.
So coming to Quant, Puneet,
Yes, ma'am.
this I would say is a phenomenal improvement.
Ma'am.
An amazing 11-point improvement from Q76 to Q87, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what was your biggest challenge in Quant, and how did the course help you really get to that 87?
Ma'am, first biggest challenge for me was to get back to the basics, the
Mhm,
concept of the quant, ma'am. Because
mhm,
if you see maths is not that challenging, ma'am. The quant
mhm,
is not that challenging. It is just those concepts and getting used to those concepts so that you're able to use within the given time period of 2 minutes, ma'am.
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
So the e-GMAT quant section, ma'am, helped me in clearing my concepts and coming back to basics, ma'am.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
And that sequential approach which e-GMAT has, that first they clear your basics, then you go for medium cementing, hard cementing, then condensed mock, and then full mock. So that
mhm.
gradually takes you from your base to where you want to reach, ma'am. So
Got it.
and e-GMAT, ma'am, then there are many videos of e-GMAT on YouTube also.
Mhm.
Helps you in clearing some of the basics which otherwise are left open.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So literally it helped you build your ability from the scratch with from revision to practice to mocks kind of a thing.
Yes,
Got
yes,
it.
ma'am.
Uh, Puneet, now coming to verbal, you did get a V83 and you improved to 93rd percentile score with a V84. But you mentioned that you were not too confident about verbal when you took the mock, that V83 was not an actual reflection of where you're at, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if we talk about these, what made you underconfident in verbal?
Ma'am, I may have got B83 in my first mock, but in my heart, I always had a feeling that it was just by luck or a guesswork.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
was not confident about my approach for the verbal. But,
mm-hmm,
but when I went through the e-GMAT verbal section, ma'am, so there
mm-hmm,
I learned how RC passage has to be approached, how a CR passage has to be approached.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And just to share that, we in the e-GMAT only I realized, okay, how I have to, and I'll be frank, when there was English was not an issue with me. But still, I was afraid of the RC passages, ma'am.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Even two paragraph RC passage used to seem long, and I used to do same. First, I'll skim through it. I'll go to the questions. I'll read the question, and again I'll come back to find the answer.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But through e-GMAT, I realized, ki, okay, this is the basic mistake which I'm doing. Okay, I
mm-hmm,
have to spend time in understanding the RC passage, and if I'm able to do that thing, then questions will hardly take 30 seconds or 45 seconds maximum.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And then how to break down the passage,
mm-hmm,
who is speaking, is it author or he's just putting across thought of some third person, what is every paragraph meaning to you.
mm-hmm.
So all this thing I learned in GMAT only, and finally when I with this concepts when I appeared, so this V84 which I got, I can say that I was clear in my concept when I was approaching the questions. Just to share, like
Got it.
in my final exam I got RC passages of 5 paragraph also, ma'am.
Oh wow. Uh-huh.
But like there was no fear in me during that time, so I with confidence I was able to approach, them.
Got it. Got it. Got it. That's brilliant. Five passage must would have exhausted you, I think. Right.
Yes, ma'am. For CR, ma'am, earlier for me, CR, all CR passages were same. But
Mm-hmm.
through e-GMAT, realize, okay, CR passage first, you have to understand what is the requirement. Is it assumption
Mm-hmm.
based? Is it inference, weakening, strengthening? And then every different type of passage requires different approach, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this was clear through e-GMAT only, ma'am. So CR passage also I was able to approach with confidence this time, ma'am.
Got it. Got it. Got it. That's very nice to know. Now, you did your verbal, you did your quant, and then you did data insights. And in data insights, you improved from a 77th percentile to a 93rd percentile score, right? So tell us, doing verbal and quant before data insights, how useful was it?
Ma'am, d- data insight is the combination of verbal as well as quant, ma'am.
Mm-hmm,
If you are weak in any one of these, you will not be able to perform in DI.
mm-hmm,
Because in DI, you get quant questions also, as well as you get the verbal question also. Like in my main
mm-hmm,
exam, I had two-part analysis. I had a CR passage.
mm-hmm,
So like e-GMAT uh, focus on this only, that
mm-hmm.
strengthen your verbal and quant, you'll automatically do well in DI. And once
Yes.
you are strong in quant and verbal,
Mm-hmm,
so DI you are just practicing those type of questions for which
mm-hmm,
e-GMAT has got large library of questions.
mm-hmm,
So in
mm-hmm,
DI I was just brushing myself, how what are the kind of questions come, what are the kind of tables come. I was just brushing on those aspects.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Got it. So the application-driven nature of the course helped you, like, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
got it, got it. Also, Puneet, you briefly mentioned while we were discussing about quant that structured approach of first focusing on basics involving concepts, application, and then transitioning to cementing and mock was something useful, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
And you did that through scholarly aim. So, can you take us through what value did that, this whole structured approach add to really, because 695 in the first attempt after such a big gap from active studies is a phenomenal achievement.
Ma'am, it actually helped a lot, ma'am. This
Mm,
structure report of the e-GMAT course structure, ma'am. First, I cleared my concepts that which was lacking because of this 20 years gap, ma'am. Then at every step, e-GMAT was taking me in a gradual difficulty level. That first
mhm,
clear a concept, then go for medium cementing. Once you are comfortable with medium, then go to hard cementing. Once you're clear with hard, then you will go for the condensed mock test, in which
mhm,
time is more, questions are less. And once
mhm,
you become comfortable with condensed, then you go to normal mode. So
mhm,
this
mhm,
sequential structure maintains your morale, maintains your confidence also, and slowly take you to towards your goal. So it helped me a
mhm.
lot, ma'am.
Got it, got it. So graduate, start small,
And
build
yes,
big.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mhm,
And it also helped me to identify my weaknesses,
mhm, mhm,
because ma'am, you cannot be strong in every part of quant, ma'am. So
mhm.
it helped me to identify which kind of questions I'm going weak, ma'am. Like
Got it.
I
Mhm,
realized that okay, permutation combination was a weak area for me. So
mhm,
then I could concentrate more on permutation and combination. So
mhm,
this
mhm.
so that also helps me to identify the weaknesses and then go for a focused strengthening of that one.
Brilliant. That's very, very good to know that, the data was able to pinpoint your weakness to uh, large extent to a great degree. So
Yes, ma'am.
now, Puneet, you did all this. You did the course really well, and then of course you had booked your test date because you wanted that in line with the R3
Yes, ma'am.
deadlines. So you were telling me you did something interesting in the run up to the test, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
I think you should be talking about that.
Uh, Ma'am, actually, did a serious mistake one
Mm-hmm.
week prior to my date, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
After clearing my e-GMAT and everything, ma'am, I had purchased the practice tests of the OG, number 3 to
Mm-hmm.
number 6, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, 1 week prior, ma'am, there was a 4-day run in which every day I was appearing for one mock, ma'am.
Okay.
And on one day, I appeared for two mocks, one in the morning and one
Mm-hmm.
in the afternoon, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
So fourth day, ma'am, I realized I have committed a mistake now because I was able to make out that I've got a mental fatigue, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So fortunately, I was still left with 5 days to my main
Mm-hmm.
exam. So
Mm-hmm.
this five days, I completely devoted to getting my the mental strength back and my focus back, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
people can learn from my mistake that uh, the GMAT tests your logic.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
with clear concepts, you need to be in the right frame of mind on the exam day. Otherwise, no matter how intelligent you are, if you're not fresh, you're not focused on the exam day, you'll not be able to achieve it.
This is brilliantly said, right? Because what you really need to have on that day is your thinking hat on. And that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
possible only if you are in that 100% focus area. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the 5 days of rest and recreation clearly helped overcome the mental fatigue.
Yes, ma'am. I shared, ma'am, कि my last 4 days before exam was on Tuesday, ma'am. Friday night I was out for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night evening I watched one movie. Sunday evening I watched another movie. And Monday I just revised my notes,
Mm-hmm.
and then balance complete day I just kept for recreation. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, Tuesday I learned from e-GMAT and from other friends also. So what I had done that I had selected a few questions of each, ma'am, quant and verbal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which in the morning, because my exam was at 8 o'clock, ma'am. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, two quant questions which I was weak, and the verbal CR passage and RC passage, ma'am. So
Mm-hmm.
I just read in the morning and
Mm-hmm.
solve those two questions so that my mind gets activated,
Mm-hmm.
comes in the
Mm-hmm.
right frame, ma'am. So
Mm-hmm.
before going to
Mm-hmm.
exam, I just did these four questions so that my mind also gets activated, ma'am.
That's brilliant. That's very nice to know. I think, yeah. So it just goes to tell that, you don't need to do a ton of marks. Ton of marks can be counterproductive
Yes,
because
ma'am.
that fatigues you. What
Yes, ma'am.
if your foundation is solid, if you've done good kind of practice, you
Yes,
build your
ma'am.
ability across, you don't need that level of,
Yes, ma'am.
marks. And that's good to know. So, Puneet, it has been quite a journey, right?
Yes, ma'am.
With its own share of ups and downs and everything. So,
Yes.
looking back at your journey, Puneet, are there some key takeaways that you want to share with other GMAT aspirants?
Yes, ma'am. First, uh, key takeaway is, ma'am, that uh, make up your mind how you want to prepare for this course.
Mm-hmm.
I decided e-GMAT. So
Mm-hmm.
make up your mind and take help. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot fight this battle alone. And once you have made your plan, then follow that plan diligently.
Mm-hmm.
Don't don't deviate left and right. Okay, and decide your exam date. Okay, don't
Mm-hmm.
keep it open. Uh, Clear your concepts, and e-GMAT Foundation course clears all your concepts. So go through it diligently. And one thing I did, ma'am, that from I kept my mocks till end, ma'am. That
Mm.
for 2 months I was just clearing my concepts.
Got
So
it.
clear your concepts, clear your basics, and in the end only go for these mocks and
Mm-hmm.
tests. Don't
Mm-hmm.
try
Mm-hmm.
to rush to mocks.
Very true. Very true.
And
Mm.
and last is that for your exam, you should be in your peak form. So keep your
Mm-hmm.
mind fresh. End of the day, GMAT is testing your logic. They are not testing you memorizing your memorizing skills.
Mm-hmm. Got it. That's great takeaways. I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this will learn a lot from your journey. So thank you so much, Puneet. And uh, I, on the behalf of the entire EGMAT family, want to, wish you all the very best for this new adventure of your life that you're setting up on.
Thank you so much, man. And it should be reversed, ma'am. I thank the complete team of EGMAT, because otherwise this was a very difficult journey, ma'am. And
Mm-hmm.
if I look back now, 3 months from now, because 21st September I took EGMAT, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was actually lost how to approach this
Mm-hmm.
exam, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I can now say with full confidence that my choice of EGMAT was perfect, ma'am. And thanks to the complete team, ma'am. And
You're welcome. The pleasure has been ours, Puneet. All the best.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
ma'am. Morning, ma'am.